think they spoke also in Luapula province. We have heard the Law Association of Zambia speaking against that. We have heard civil society organizations who speak for people speaking completely against that. So who is overwhelming you, and in which way? Maybe the committee is saying they are overwhelming with negative submissions, but if you are going to say positive submissions, positive for what? Look at the complaints that the Zambian people are having right now regarding the economy. By the way, which economy? UPND is saying it's doing very well. Remember the numbers that are being projected. 5.2% growth on an average per annum for the past 4 years. Now, those are good numbers. But what are the people telling you? The people are telling you that we are suffering. So the relationship between what UPND is telling the people and what the people are feeling on the ground, it cannot match. There is no agreement. This is why I think that we are in a very, very bad political environment, and we have to wait and see what what move UPND is going to make regarding that deceased Bill 7.
The argument has been that the law is being amended for the good of the country, and some of the issues being highlighted are delimitation of constituencies, the involvement of the youth, the women. Wouldn't you say those may be justified arguments?
No, they are not. I was the first one to argue against that proposal. When the president came to speak to the nation through the National Assembly, he raised the issue of delimitations. Okay, and he was raising the issue of delimitations shortly before shortly after he went on in international TV begging for international cooperating partners to assist Zambia to come out of the effects of the drought. What was the president meaning when he went to people to beg for money? He was saying, we have no money as a country and we are hit by drought. So we are looking to you to help us to come out of this problem. Isn't it? Now, once he begged the international community, how then can he come around and say, now we are capable of creating 92 MPs to add to the existing 156 plus 8 plus 2. You remember there are 2 speakers who are not MPs, and then you have 8 nominated MPs, and then you add 92 plus that 156 elected. Where is the money going to come from? So I said, no, first expand the economy, first expand the revenue. After you have expanded the revenue for the nation, you have expanded the economy, people, the ordinary people, those who we are saving are able to say we are being properly saved, and the effects of this service can be felt in our stomachs. Then you can say, let's expand the cost of running government. So personally, I rejected that without thinking much. But you see, time has passed. We have thought about this process more thoroughly now, and I'm more clear that talking about delimitation now is a waste of a waste of thoughts. Because in a country where you are so much suffering, your people are so much suffering, and it can show everywhere you go, you can't begin to talk about expanding the cost of running government. This is time to think about how do you reduce the cost of running government so that the savings that you make can be channeled towards making the lives of your people better. So clearly, I'm sorry, that's not a justification. But one more thing, we talk about accountability all the time. We talk about transparency all the time. In 2019, when there was this conversation of delimitation, do you know how many constituencies were going to be created?
Tell us.
11. Only 11. And who came up with that report? The Electoral Commission of Zambia. But now we have a government which is telling you we want to add 55 constituencies.
and they are not even telling you which constituencies will be delimited. So you have this confusion in the UPND such that you really can't describe. You really don't know. What is the issue? Let the Electoral Commission of Zambia conduct the research. Let them come up with a delimitation report. Let that report be publicized like the 2019 report was publicized. Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, there is only one report on delimitation, which is current. That is the one that came out in 2019, and it has 11. So why are you saying 55? Where have you drawn those numbers from? Where do you want to put the constituencies? Yeah. Is this a political, political machination where you want to create more constituencies where you are popular as UPND? What is this about? So clearly, all the issues that are contained in that bill are all political, and they are not there for the benefit of the people. The people have rejected that, I think, through many representatives, including the church. Yeah. And UPND, if they listen, they should be able to hear what people are saying and just move on.
Yeah. Having said that, how would you then rate the UPND's, performance over the past 4 years, and also if they were to be given another 5-year mandate, where do you see them being?
Okay, thank you so much. I think measuring UPND's performance would take a number of perspectives. Yeah. Obviously, if I began with the financial perspective, this has been the poorest government. Corruption in the UPND has been the worst. Somewhere I was able to declare without any shadow of doubt in my mind that there has never been a corrupt regime compared to UPND, and in future there will never be any regime that will be as corrupt as UPND. The numbers are very, very clear. When you look at how much money UPND has spent for this country and what it is going to spend at the end of 5 years, you just add budget by budget from 2022 to 2026. My brother, UPND will have spent 1.1 trillion kwacha. That is what the numbers in their budgets are saying. 1 trillion kwacha. Now, 1.1 trillion. Over a trillion in 5 years. But to give you context, do you know how much PF spent in total? Now, this is a total budget I'm talking about, borrowing plus domestically resourced finances. It's a total budget. Over 1.1 trillion kwacha will be spent in 5 years by UPND. Now, how much did the PF spend in the 5 years starting from 2021 going backwards? It was only 500 billion.
Less than half. Did PF reach 1 trillion in 10 years? No.
They didn't reach 1 trillion in 10 years.
The argument now would be that perspectives like CDF, which I'm sure the constituents have also benefited.
CDF, my brother, it is just so far up to 2025 is just 16 billion. It is 16 billion, and all of it has not been funded. But here I am talking about over 800 billion spent. Up to 2025, over 800 billion. And then you are talking about 16 billion. You need to keep quiet. Yeah. You just need to keep quiet. You can't draw me to CDF. I can't even accept that argument because if you have spent 800 million, let's put it this way, 816 billion kwacha. Okay. Elsewhere I made this example. Assuming you and I work together, at Soweto Market. Yes. We are pushing wheelbarrows for people, right?
Yes.
Then we make 816 kwacha on a day.
Yes.
Okay? Now let's take that day's 4 years of UPND. Made 816 kwacha. Then I remove 16 kwacha. I bring it to the table. Then the 800 I put behind. Then I say, I take to Lunte for 16 kwacha. Well, can you take that kindly?
No, of course not.
So the UPND's CDF story is a rhetoric story aimed at swaying the public, aimed at projecting politics over real development. Because you can't be talking about 16 kwacha and you leave over 700, which you have put behind, and you don't want people to talk about it. So this is why, for me, speaking for myself, I am sorry. I don't want to be wasting time on CDF. That's a useless story, as far as I'm concerned. Tell me where you have taken the 800 billion, not the 16 billion. And tell me where the 1.1 billion is going to go at the end of 2026. Okay, have you constructed anything similar to the, to the Mongo Kalabo Road? I don't know if you've been there.
I've been there.
Okay, have you constructed anything similar to the Kazungula Bridge? Have you constructed anything, similar to the command center, the police command center? I don't know if you've seen it in Skansen. Have you seen any of those, brand new offices that are there, Ministry of Home Affairs, where there's now the Financial Crimes Court? Have you seen all these bridges and roads around Lusaka, which has made the congestion so much better? Do you see the roads in all the mean woods of Lusaka? Have you just seen this development? That development, my brother, was done under 10 years and in less than 1 billion kwacha. But UPND is going to spend 1.1 trillion in only 5 years, and you won't see anything of that sort. So I'm sorry. You can continue talking about your CDF. You can continue talking about all these things. For me, they are meaningless until you can show me. Look at the Kafwaya Dam. Okay. Look at the solar plants in Chisamba. Look at the power generation plant on Kafwaya River. Look at all these things. Marry them to that less than 1 trillion budget for 10 years. Marry them to that. Look at the telecommunication towers. Look at the 650 health posts. You look at the hospitals. Look at the universities. And then marry them. Then you now come to the 1.1 trillion. And then begin to show us. Let's see. There's nothing. There's only CDF, 16 billion.
Right now, even if you go by the recent fracas on the Copper Belt in Chingola, where the president was unfortunately stoned by some youths, what's your take on that? And I would like to add to that with regards to how people are feeling on the ground, with regards to performance,
issues of load shedding, cost of living. What's your comment on those issues?
Well, thank you. I think your previous question and this are very connected.
Yeah.
It's performance. We just talked about, and partly the financial perspective. We didn't talk about the illicit financial.
We didn't talk about reports that come out of the Anti-Corruption Commission, that come out of the Auditor General. We have not talked about even how Auditor General itself is structured and resourced. There's plenty that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So that is the social order aspect of performance. And I'm sorry, I think to President Hakainde Hichilema for what happened to him on the Copper Belt, that should not happen to any president. No president should be stoned in this country. The law should be applied fairly, okay, and clearly when it comes to misconduct of people, right? But I would like you to know, my brother, that that stoning was not the first incident that ever happened where a president has been stoned.
Yeah.
President Edgar Lungu was stoned in Monze. Okay? Many people talk about the incident in Mongo,
yes.
The racing between the current president and the deceased former president. That was not the only one.
Yeah.
President Lungu was stoned in Monze. In Monza, in Wengwa basically, where he personally built a school. There, he was stoned there. His motorcade was stoned. So such things should not happen in our country.
Yes.
And then when you consider what happened in Mongo, okay, where the current president, who was stoned recently on the Copper Belt, was racing with the sitting president's motorcade.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen. It should not happen. So for me, I condemn all these incidents. No president should suffer the wrath of the people, regardless of what is happening. The people, we the people, have power. And that power is exercised in the ballot.
Yes.
So we can just keep on talking like this, letting government know that we are unhappy with load shedding, we are unhappy with the way the mines are being managed, we are unhappy with the giveaway of Mopane. I don't know if you know that Mopane has been given away, not sold.
Please elaborate.
So during PF, Glencore gave up that asset,
yes.
Okay, and the government took over 100% shareholding of Mopane. And when UPNG came into power, they gave away 51% shares for free, giving away to a foreigner. Okay. Now, you know that 51% shares is actually control of an asset,
correct,
right?
Correct.
If I come here to Power FM and I buy 51% shares, I'm literally saying I'm the owner of Power FM.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what UPND has done. They've given away 51% shares, which was previously owned by you and me, the Zambian people. They've given it away to a foreigner. From Abu Dhabi or is it Abu Dhabi or Dubai, one of the two places. But anyway, that is one country.
Yeah.
So when people complain that you have given away our mine, when people complain that you've brought back Vedanta, even after you promised Vedanta would not come back. You see, the promise was before this president, the current president, took office, and he also referred to it when he was in office, but Vedanta still came back. Okay? When people are saying we are not happy with the way Sensele mine has been managed, all of these things, we are not happy with load shedding, we are not happy with the fact that a secretary to cabinet from another country can come and thank the UPNG government for exporting power to their country when there's load shedding in Zambia. We are not happy about the medicine that has been stolen. You think about it in this way. A foreign government feels compassion for the sick Zambian people. Yes. They donate medicine, and that medicine is stolen by UPNG. And after it has been stolen by UPNG, that government gets annoyed and even says, "I'm going to chop funding to this sector. I'm going to until you take action." Yeah. And up to now, the government cannot give anybody feedback regarding what has happened to the big fish, because when they fired Nyasulu, Nyasulu was the chief executive officer, the ambassador still said that's a small fish, that's a small boy. Get the big fishes. He knows who the big fishes are. What feedback have you got? No feedback whatsoever. When you ask the minister today about load shedding, the minister will say, no, we are giving 10 to 15 hours of power. Where is power being given 10 to 15 hours? A week later he comes and says, I'll give at least 3 hours. Listen, 3 hours? 3 hours, this power can't even pump water in the tanks.
It's not charging inverters.
It's not charging inverters. It can't pump. Now we are in the rainy season. Yeah. Rainy season, that means we have no much solar, right? Yeah. Solar energy coming through. So it's chaotic. We are in big problems as a country. And you think about it in this way. The minister is even saying, Ntotereniko, for giving you 3 hours of power.
He said he was misquoted.
Did he not say clap for me?
He said he was misquoted. It's generated, so it's not. He didn't say clap for me. So I don't know.
Well, did he say 10 to 15 hours, or he said from 10 hours to 15 hours? Which one is correct?
Yeah.
Anyway, with UPNG, anything is possible. Yeah. So for me, I think that we are in big problems. But when you put all these things together, the cost of meal, cost of transport, cost of fuel, cost of living, it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just difficult. But these difficulties we are going through as a country should not be the basis for us to stone the president. The president should be safe because we all want to be safe. Nobody should be stoned. UPND members should not be stoned. Even though we may be so upset with the manner their political party is ruling our country, they should not be stoned. PF members should not be stoned. Nobody should be stoned. No Zambian should suffer, stoning as if we have to depend on Jesus Christ to start drawing on the ground. So clearly, I feel bad that the president was stoned, but this is not the only president that has been stoned. As I said, his predecessor, Edgar Lungu, was stoned, in Monze. And you have now to start looking at how were those people who stoned President Edgar Lungu treated then, and how are these ones who are stoned President Hakainde Hichilema being treated now. So, however, regardless of the differences or the similarities, and next year we are going into elections. So if a UPND chairman from Monze, where the president comes from, who can declare Kadarism to be back, what are you saying? Do you see UPND staying in office? If Kadarism is the reason why PF was kicked out of office, and then someone will say, no, it was corruption. The corruption which is there, you will never see it anywhere. This corruption, you will never see it anywhere. For the level of our economy, this corruption is worse than those countries that you hear with grand corruption. So so then do you see UPND ever returning to office? Then the guy is saying we are done. We are done.
What do you think of the electoral process? I know until yesterday, the 11th of November had been the deadline. Just 1 month of mass voter registration, but they've extended for another. But all in all, what do you think of the whole process? Do you
a traditional ceremony in Southern Province. And he said, at that traditional ceremony,
office, Home Affairs, was there giving NRCs to those people, to the multitudes who came to the ceremony. Giving NRCs at a traditional ceremony. And he said he expected that when there was Ukusefia Pangwena in Malole, he expected the National Registration Office to be there also giving what? NRCs. They were not there. They didn't give.
So chances are that even at Mutombo.
Yes.
Now, if the National Registration Office can take advantage of a traditional ceremony in Southern Province and cannot do so in Northern and Ruapula and perhaps Mchinga and Eastern, then they are saying in the PF strongholds, no NRCs. But in the UPND strongholds, there should be NRCs. So then, when ECZ comes to open up the voter registration, where do you expect more people to register to vote? It's in an area where people have NRCs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think, given that ECZ is part of the executive, which is so politically inclined now, they may not care much. As long as they capture all those who are given NRCs in strongholds of UPND.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see this process not so fair. I also see it as one where there has been no sufficient publicity. I don't know, maybe you guys in the media could have seen any publicity campaigns. Because before you go into effecting such an undertaking, what you do is you let people become aware.
Yeah.
But there was no campaign, literally no campaign to make people aware. So I am sorry that this whole process for me has not been fair. Then look at the load shedding. Look at the breaking down of equipment. I personally went to one polling station here in Lusaka to find out what was happening, and I was told these people were supposed to be here 2 days ago. The day that I went to check, they were not there. So you have a situation where I think it may be deliberate on the part of ECZ to defranchise some of some of the locations.
Yeah.
But if that is the case, it's terrible.
All right. Let me open phone lines now, Honorable, so that we can rope in, our listeners and viewers. Perhaps you can just put on your headsets. The number to call is 09. The number to call is 0979 192 485 or 0955-997-997. We seem to have some feedback that we need yeah. We already have a caller. All right, we have a caller. Let's pick up this call and then listen to what they have to say. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Podcast, we have Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya with us. Your question, please tell us your name as well and where you're calling us from.
Okay, I'm Jafet calling from SOS Kapanana side there.
Okay.
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Jafet. Thank you so much.
Fine, thank you very much. As a country, we need to be concerned when things are not run in the way that things are supposed to be run. UPND government.
Please speak up.
Are you able to?
That's better. Please speak up, yeah.
Okay, sure. When UPND got into power, they made the mistake of over-promising a lot of things to Zambian people, to the extent that people had a lot and high expectations to see the government is going to be run in the way that they were promising. But, to the look of things, they've failed, and they've failed miserably. Let's just take a look about power. Here in Kapanana, especially here in Kapanana, we receive power at 02 hours. And the 02, 03, 04, 05 power is gone. Who is going to use that power? During the day, people here doesn't have power. They have barber shops. They have got welding machines. How are they going to survive? 2, look at the political stability of You know, the way the country.
Well, your session. When the point you have on a your session, or victim number. Honorable, you want to buy a president. Then you never resigned in those days when we were being. Tundira, Mukama journalist, you are Mukama, you were busy into the category. Let me remind you, Honorable, this period of setting you are talking about. You went and got 750 euro points. Waenda matengabo na wachiwa. Mawapa kako na magesta usiwachiwa. Ijandala mamagawa na mapaka mawakwa pale. Wachiwa leo wapuza ukijandala mazamani mnawaletea as engineer. Munapeleka kule. Next time when we are trying to malaika tuvuta. Munatuza ukendani mkatungi yako mkalita. Tengani machemba yao sari musaka mkatile mmoja tukipata ni malaika. Was it normal? Kafwaya. Was it normal kutuza utakatulie mwe? Lokisheni mnatuza you can't it takes 3 solid years kutimanzi ya zile ukariba. It was your own statement. Singa zile wali learning season is not enough.
I'm saying
why mutiya malaiki usiku? Mwanamba ukikanti malaiki sunge monga kimbara kiasungiwa malaiki. What were answers?
Yeah.
Sopano kibuya mikirali naye mutiembe kwa kujitemi ndozi. Maybe because of your failure as a minister, that's why you are not yet endorsed by anybody in your race.
Yeah, we'll take one more call. So please 0955-997-997 is the number to call, or 0979-192-485. That is Airtel and Zante respectively. So we pick up one more call and allow Honorable to respond. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Progress
Mr. Progress from?
Yeah.
So quickly your progress so that we allow the Honorable to respond and give a chance to other callers.
Okay.
So mzati pasa namba yano? Kambani patenga pamene hapa.
Okay, 0975
0975 56 55 93. Okay, so Munda. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. I think you can respond. We had Musanje.
Yes.
Maybe just allow you to respond to the three, and
Thank
then
you.
we'll pick up some more phone calls.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Japheth. Thank you, Mr. Musanje. Thank you, Progress. Now, we need to be concerned when things are happening in the country, says Japheth. UPND made a mistake by over-promising, but let's assume they didn't over-promise. What have they done? Okay? In case they just said, no, what we are going to do is to restore the economy, which they said had broken down irretrievably. Have they restored the economy? According to the numbers that they are churning out, somebody may be tempted to say, yes, they have restored the economy. But what is happening in Kabanana, according to Japheth? Okay, power is coming at 02, and it did you say 02?
Yeah, 02.
03 it goes.
Yeah.
That is 1 hour. Okay. Now, what can anybody do with that power? Because if you have a barber shop, nobody is going to come to your barber shop at 02. Okay, if you have a welding machine, you can't do work at 02. Okay, people are sleeping. And you know, these people do business on the roadside.
Yes.
People are sleeping. even where you tap power from, people are sleeping.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything. So is saying they have failed, and this failure is colossal. This is my position also. The UPND has failed, and the failure is colossal. He just began to talk about political stability, and then his line cut. Yeah. Then Mr. Monsanje came in and said he was happy for me to be on the radio station, but he began his usual PF time ranting. I don't know why Mr. Monsanje still lives in the PF time. Listen, it's been 4 years since UPND took over power, and whatever you were told about Kariba and so on, whoever told you is responsible. You know, it's like saying, the Archbishop of Lusaka,
yes,
diocese is a Lucifer. You understand?
Yeah.
Somebody has said so, and this person is a big guy in the UPND. So you are reminding me, did I ever say go to Kariba? I never ever told you that. There is somebody who said that. So mention their name if you wish. But even if you mention their name, that person's political party was kicked out of office.
Yeah.
Today we are putting to account UPND. You overpromised according to UPND overpromised according to Japhet, and their failure has been colossal. But my point is that yes, the Eurobond came. Do you know how much money has been lost in illicit financial flows in 4 years? Do you know? I'll go through for you to know.
34.5 billion kwacha, 60 billion kwacha, 3.5 billion United States dollars, 3.5 billion United States dollars, 2.8 billion United States dollars. You add that. It's the entire budget which they are proposing now. It's the entire budget. That money has been lost. Have you ever seen money lost in illicit financial flows any time of our existence as bad as this in 4 years? No, you haven't. So even though you are talking about the 800 million or 850 million euro bond, that amount cannot even be equated to one report of illicit financial flows in 3 months. In 3 months. But if you want to know how that money was used, go to Zambia Railways. Zambia Railways will report to you. Recently, we visited Zambia Railways as a committee on transport, current committee on transport. And they told us that money was properly utilized. They took us to their workshops. They showed us some of the procurements of, workshop plant. They told us the administrative, issues that were undertaken. Yeah. So for me, I can't be the one to explain. In fact, that committee has got a chairperson who is UPND, Honorable Mubika Mubika. Go and find out from him. So I'm sorry, my brother. I won't dwell in PF. We are now in UPND. But for you, Mr. Monsanje, because these are the things he talks about. Yeah. Let him remain in PF. People now are in UPND. The ones who are load shedding people are UPND. The ones who are causing people to suffer, high cost of living are UPND. The ones who have divided the country are UPND. UPND are the ones who have put, civil servants in holding position for 3 years without being reallocated, paying them for doing nothing, causing a strain on the treasury. It is UPND who gave away the mine for nothing. It is UPND who brought this concessionaire who is doing the Lusaka and Ndola dual carriageway, given the toll gates he did not create, collecting toll fees before the road is complete. It is not PF, it is UPND. So the one who is causing problems for the people now is UPND. But we will let Mr. Monsanje to stay in UPND. Somebody wanamtundira mkamwa. What were the consequences? Yeah. What were the consequences? It is the same. If you do that now, you have consequences. Yeah. That's why the people who stoned the president are going to suffer consequences. And I hope the consequences will be similar with those who stoned the President Edgar Lungu in Monze. I hope it's going to be similar. Then we are a country that treats people equally. But if the consequences now will be less or will be more, then we know.
Yeah.
We have lost the capability to treat people the same way.
Yeah, interesting. We have some more calls. We'll pick up some more calls and then also similarly allow you to respond. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you? And tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah, this is Kefas Sange calling from Kitwe.
Kefas Saili from Kitwe.
Yes.
Please go ahead. Be quick so that we give a chance to other callers.
Yeah, Mutotwe Kafwaya, Honorable Milishani.
We know Mkoa.
You know, my brother, as a leader and also a honorable, I expected you to, with the skills that you have done in accountants and everything, I expected you to come out as one. But when I'm listening, you know, I'm so shocked. You have mentioned the issue of financial flows. That is the FIC report. When you read the FIC report, my brother, this is why they are called suspicious transactions. That's not the actual money. I will take you back to 2023 report. 15,000 something cases were recorded. But those which were examined to law enforcement agencies were only 900 plus. The rest were cancelled. Or the rest had no cases. So when you are coming on that radio station as an MP, you need to come with facts. Because when you say we have lost money under the UPN, this is how much. Are you sure that money is being lost under government or even private transactions? Because when you look at the report which came for 2024, they are talking transactions under mobile money. Okay, so when you are coming on radio, my brother, come with facts. Secondly, you are talking of debt and also the budget, to say the budget there is too much corruption because the budget has stolen. Can't you be happy that the budget stolen? Is it not an indication that the revenue basket has been broadened? Are you not happy that so many issues that you failed to pay? Okay, a lot of suppliers and contractors. As we speak right now, this government has cleared a lot of arrears that you failed to pay. When you talk of retirees, you talk of settling any allowances for civil servants. Do you expect the budget to be small when you are clearing all the debts? Definitely, you have a stolen budget because you are clearing things that you inherited. Now, you also talked of the issue of the PF. No, you should not talk about the PF. But when you are talking there, you are PF. You, as PF, you are talking, and you don't want the UPN to respond. They want the UPN just to remain quiet. As a PF, you are talking. The reason why the UPN are talking is because the PF are the most loudest people. So when you create a mess, and you fail to create a mess, you become the loudest. You want the UPND to be sitting just in the terraces watching you.
Yeah,
definitely
Mr. Kefas, thank you very much. Let's give a chance to other callers.
Thank you.
All right, we have another caller. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. There's a line here with the bad. Hello? Hello? You're not clear, sir. Try and call again, please. Oh, that's a bad line. Good morning.
Yeah,
good morning, Mabombeni.
Winoshani, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. You're through to the political podcast.
Chama Alani, Zingalume Lusaka.
Mr. Alan Chama.
Mutotwe Kafwaya, mulishani muntu wandi.
Ndife bwino ba Alan Natasha.
Na totera satari kufunda ma politics upitirishe. Patriotic Front, you have got divine leaders. We are behind you, Mutotwe Kafwaya. Mutotwe Kafwaya pali ireti tulenderapo na PU7. Muchalo mwa blackout. Muchalo mwa isule nsala yakalala mukokote unga wapo letu wala tontonganya chisaka chama soya pieces mwa PF twaleli na menkoko ne amasabi na vimbi twale posa ino nchitembu wakala mbana chonda mkomboni pata pabo pose chimbala ushe bantu bashani abakuya supika biu7 ilo abantu baletululuka muchalo twalileko kusunga ebintu mafridge nomba tungiramo insapato n'ama uniform bantu bashani bamutotwe Kafwaya abashakwata omulinganya ku bantu tulemona first degree murder yaba mani slaughter balance bail out kwaba bale bafyenkoko bayakata 5 years within 2 months kuchesimu alanda sitalo chisumeti bamutotwe ndemikoseresa ikale ni panchi bonse ike nyama amano pamo lubule nyawe na Zambia bachula na panchi patalala bamwiseba bakwatebe ne batalo mwine watalo alechula embe kopye tutuminiro bayala saba na mafutuko nishefa twala ikalaba Mutotwe na papa talesa pale Zambia eko tire kwa tonze ni new resident new ichipani new MC new onse makantera new abana abapilwa batuchusha bashire ubufi bakachirina bwena bantu batetekera ubufi echo chine nalesa wine tali naye na mupepi nabo. Thank you
very much, Mr. Kefas. I think we allow you to respond at least the gentleman from Kitwe and Kefas.
I mean, so that was Alan,
yes.
Kefas was the first one to call. Come as one. If I see those are suspicious transactions, okay, who doesn't know that? What is a suspicious transaction? A suspicious transaction cannot be cleared. It's like Zesco paying $82 million, to China. Without anything. You just transfer. You don't know where you are transferring the money. You have no bill for which you are paying against. There is no approval. If there is approval, then you'll be shocked. What type of a person with authority would approve such a payment? So you transfer this money, and then it is caught as a suspicious transaction. Then you want to come to me and say, no, it was just suspicious. Zesco transferred $82 million to China for what has been the accountability? What has been the feedback? What has UPND said about that in terms of how they have acted? There is no report whatsoever. So, Mr. Kefas, as you talk about these suspicious transactions, I'm sorry. Places the value of these transactions. These are corrupt transactions. Because all clear transactions have got approval processes. They go through normally. If a transaction remains suspicious and you can't clear it, you can't clear it, you can't offer feedback about it. Those same 800, in fact, there were 810 transactions which FIC reported to law enforcement agencies. What has been the feedback? Who has been arrested? Who has been taken to court? Zero. It is like, those people who store Sujlite. You remember the issue of Sujlite? They store Sujlite. Sujlite was caught in Central Province there. And then that Sujlite disappeared again from the police. Okay? There were some people who were arrested. You remember one guy even started talking tribalism, okay, from the police cells. Those people, do you ever hear them about, going to court? Nothing. Are those the only people you can think about? No. Lithium. A truckload of lithium was declared as sand in southern province. Lithium, critical minerals, my brother. Truckload is going out of the country. The guy who stole that truckload was able to declare that as silica. Umuchanga. Vachita declare lithium as umuchanga, sand. And then the young boys who were there caught it. That truck was caught. Who has been jailed for that? Nothing. Zero. Now, those transactions, what do you think about them?
Yeah.
What about the gold? The gold at Lusaka International Airport, okay? Where was, okay? When the dollar transaction happening? That not at the presidential pavilion? Listen to me. You can't have such a deal happening at the presidential pavilion. Where in the world can you ever hear anything of that nature? And when we tell you that there will never be a government as corrupt as UPND, you argue. A transaction is happening, not in the airport where we go as, you know, the general, but no, presidential pavilion.
Yeah.
That's where a plane parked. How can a plane, ordinary plane, go and park at the presidential pavilion when we know that every plane that parks in an airport anywhere in the world, it is directed? It is so, my brother Kefas, I feel very, very sorry for you. And you are saying, you know, you left a lot of things to be paid. Listen. The Minister of Finance just delivered a policy statement on the budget not long ago. The budget right now is under approval. Can I tell you specifics? Government owes services a 74.1 billion kwacha.
That's local service providers?
Service providers, the providers of, you know, services,
yeah.
You know, products and services.
Yeah.
To the government. Government owes them 74.1 billion kwacha. And they have planned to pay them 4.7 billion in 2026 only. So even as you are shouting a lot about government clearing debt, think about this. Think about this. Government is going to borrow in next year's budget 106 billion kwacha from local instruments. 106 billion. So as you are talking about government, you know, making payments, think about how much debt they are creating. Think about these things, because these things are in their books. If you haven't read their books, I have read their books, and I can show you, you know, all these things. I am not saying Munsanje to remain in the PF. Let him stay there in the PF. But the one who is causing load shedding is UPND. And let me tell you what the promise of UPND leader made. He said there will be no load shedding. He said that in Dubai, where there is no rain, there is no load shedding because leadership there has got sense. The reason we had the load shedding when Edgar Lungu was president was because of a leadership problem. So I'm telling you now, the problem we're having is a leadership problem. Unless HH can transform the thinking and give us another reason. It's a leadership issue. It's very well established. So it's a leadership now. It's a poor leadership now, not then, now.
Yeah.
Okay. But what about Mr. Chama? Mr. Chama is just saying we are behind you. Look at if you have Bill 7. He's also talking about Bill 7.
Yeah.
Okay. There's hunger which cannot be described. But MPs. Okay. They are talking about the tenure of the Attorney General.
Yeah.
It's disgraceful. The guy, according to him, because people are not throwing away food. In fridges now, there's nothing. And listen to what the guy said from where is that? Kabanan.
Yes.
He said the power comes 02, 03 it goes. So how do you put anything in your fridge? You can't. You can't put anything in the fridge. This is like the COVID era. So, but it's just a problem, and he reflects on a person committing or a group of people committing first-degree murder. Okay, and then these people, their charge is slapped or slashed to manslaughter, and later on Kavia Nkunganda. But you are then he talks about people being gunned down, for going to, to dig out some gold where they thought there was some gold. But yes,
killing has been there. I've talked about my nephew Ernest, who was killed in Matero here.
Yeah.
I've talked about my young man in Kasama, Mkuka, who was killed. You know, we talk about that little boy who was killed in Mufulira.
Yeah.
Killing has been there, and it has been bad. It's been terrible. This is why some will say, no, only 3 people were killed. Others will tell you 20 people were killed, because it's shameful to even report about the accurate numbers of people who are being gunned down.
Yeah.
So these must stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Let's pick up another call. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, family.
Good morning, good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. We've got Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya in studio today.
Keep your Ashmalani.
Ashmalani from Kitwe. Please go ahead. When the share course, to give a chance to other callers.
I'm going to February, Natasha.
Kafwaya muno mukyalo muli butuusi kunekondi kukitwe kuno kwine kuno abantu balekyula newenza ukendi baterishanya kugwetama balerishanya ifintu batulayire bali kufikirisha so la opposition ni mukwate n'umutima umo natwaleka balu bapita nishimwe baketaisha abantu mwelene ba opposition kwate n'umutima umo ngabatala munene mumutungirire buno bwino bakushika ground bushushi natuchula abantu amalaiti ashire kule bushiku yali yofira amalaiti bakateka bashire kuno amalaiti ale bako bakateka bahasi amalaiti nada yala konka. So please, abantu balechula mkwate umutima umwako kwati masafi omuntu mu mwino lakatungule cyalo panju kuyenani abaletse ngwakapita ubenge tukambuko yabana bisu na baletse kushubu kukonse ko haya abantu balirishanya abalegomba majendi balefora yenani abantu takwa batishimanya abantu balechula please kuteni kwa manu kwa naketera.
Okay, thank you very much. That is from Kitwe. We'll pick up another call and then we see if we can allow Honorable to respond. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
Shani. Do you have any question and how you are calling us from?
I'm going to February, Natasha.
Netuna Kwisa? Jessica Kabanana. Jessica from Kabanana. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Okay, we seem to have lost Jessica. Yeah, maybe as we wait for more calls, you can respond based off the latest call from Kitwe. We've got another caller. Maybe let me just pick this call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Kaumachola calling from Kitwe.
Mr. Kaumachola from Kitwe, please go ahead.
Honorable Kafwaya Mulishani.
I'm February, Natasha.
Na totera mkaramba wanje. I know you are a chartered accountant, but I want to tell you that I'm a bit disappointed in the manner you are looking at the figures. You said the UPND are the most corrupt because in 5 years they will be spending about 1 trillion kwacha. So according to you, that money has been stolen. Kafwaya, as a member of parliament, you are one of the people that do the appropriation in the house. And even the salaries that you are getting, it is coming from the same budget. Are you telling me that you are part of that stealing? Because the budget probably expanded, they are getting money from there. Apart from that, ever since the UPND government got into power, the UPND will start expand spending in the social sector. You know that. Before UPND, there was no free education. Before UPND, the feeding program, it was just in a few selected districts. Now it has been expanded to all over 100 districts. Before UPND, there was no social, no cash for work. Before UPND, the number of beneficiaries couldn't talk about the people that are benefiting from social cash transfer. It has increased exponentially. And so you don't expect the budget to be the same. So saying Kafwaya, that UPND has stolen money because the budget have been increased, I mean, that is not a smart argument, Kanavesa. Let's be serious when we are discussing national issues. Another issue, the UPND should not be talking about government. What about PF? Sir, if you don't want the UPND to be talking about you, keep quiet. Because for as long as you keep making noise, the UPND will be responding and referring to what you did as a party in government. It is also our responsibility to remind the people, because we are trying to come back. So it's fair for us also to tell the people to say, but guys, look, these are the people that were stealing money through our fire tender. That is a fair argument to make. Not to what ends on Bukanavesa, Isha Kweva Zambia, Oguchi Imu Kafwaya Navanemu, Uromare take a tribalism was the order of the day. People from northwestern province, southern province, they are ostracized in this country. The Okadas were even going into their offices, Ukula Funyamu, to say I've got wrong surnames. So can you come and talk about unity in this country? You have got no more of that. Now, let me just make this last argument. It's talking about, it's complaining against ECZ. No. But ECZ, in the manner they are conducting what they are doing. The problem that we have with Mr. Mutotwe, they are not ready for elections. And let them declare they are not ready, so that the president after in the governor opposed. Those people are not ready for elections. They are very weak. They are weak.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that is an interesting take from Kitwe. Let's pick one more call and then allow you to respond. Hello, good morning. Okay, Jessica Mawela. Okay, please tell us your quick with your contribution so to give.
Cost of living now is high. I'm a business is now. You play this and I was able to pay for my children in a private school. But I didn't come back. I'm a business is you are. Now I was forced to put a running. To tell that I have a large. If I don't play a boat that I can be seven. Come on, up with 7 street to ever stand. They ever move education. The other is the boss. No, I'm not one. If I was private, if I was I'm private student. I don't think it is not private school. So it's over a bomba. You're feeding program for you feed up. So I'm India, nothing busy. So I can't no, I would not have India. If they have a but I complain of Malavan. If I have 14 at it, you have to prepare a distant of the free apple. Everything program over here, I want to acquire. To the cost of living right lower, I want to study economy so that to Kwani Chocolate is Mumaran. To Kwani Chocolate provide this
Thank you very much.
Prescription. Let's contribute to Kunima. What I put in a prescription at Madame to pay that. She can take a contribute to the office. Yeah. Thank
you very much, Jessica. Okay. Thank you very much, Jessica. Thank you very much.
Opposition leader.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, we have our last caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, please be quick so that we give a chance to Honorable and then we wind up the program.
Oh, sure, please. My name is Wamami, calling you from Solwezi. Yes, please. I have about 2-3 questions for Mr. Kafwaya.
Please be quick so that we wind up.
Yes, please. Honorable, going back to the history of Zambian politics or governance, to me, I feel PF shouldn't be called an opposition party. You be fit to be called the former ruling party because you were once in government. Now, my question is, how much credit did the PF left when we are leaving government? How much did we owe IMF and all these other lending institutions, World Bank and the rest? Then the second question is on the issue of power. To me, as an old person who's been there before, I understand to say the issue of power started from MMD. Nothing was done about. PF came in, nothing was done about, and today it's worsening. So to me, it's a gradual increase of power deficit in the country, and all the governments past have not been doing anything. That is why we found ourselves to where we are. So I want you to tell me how much you left in credit, then how much you did to sort out the power issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable, we have those callers that came through. Just respond to them, and then we can also just go into final remarks.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm trying to go to my notes. To find Mr. Chola. Mr. Chola is disappointed with the way I've established my numbers, and he's saying because UPND has spent 1.1, or we will spend 1.1 trillion by the end of 2026. So I think they are more corrupt. In other words, because I am saying in the same period of time, 5 years, PF spent less than half of that. No, sir, that's not what I am saying. I am saying in 1.1 trillion kwacha, what are the investments that UPND has made compared to the investments that PF made in less than half of that amount for the same period of time? That is what I'm saying. Corruption is sitting elsewhere. It is different. I'm not relating the budget to corruption. I'm relating the budget to public investment. Okay, what infrastructure has the UPND done, or will UPND do by the end of 2026? And the things they are going to do in 2026 are already sitting in the budget. Okay, this is why I'm comfortable talking about this number. And the man says, no, CDF has increased, no social cash transfer has increased, no cash for work has increased. Let me remind you, cash for work began a year ago. Okay, this is the second year for cash for work, and it was 2 billion kwacha. In this year, it's less than 2 billion kwacha. And then when you look at the social cash transfer, it was there. It has just been slightly increased. When you look at CDF was there, but it has been increased much more reasonably. Now, the increase of CDF, we talked about it. It increased to what? Okay, this year it's 6 billion. Up to the end of this year, it's going to be 19.5. Let's add 6 billion, okay?
25.
So that is 25.
Yeah.
So your CDF from 2022 to 2026 is 25 billion, quite. But I'm telling you, your budget is 1.1 trillion. Okay? So even if you are sensible or not so sensible, why would you want me to be talking about 25 billion kwacha when the total budget is 1.1 trillion? Okay, let's add the provision for free education. Okay, let's add the provision for the increase in social cash transfer. Let's add the 2 billion and 1 billion for what you call cash for work. What is that? Your budget is still 1.1 trillion. Show me what investments you have made or you are going to make, which is going to be meaningful, which is going to equate to the level of your budget. This is what I'm saying. What I didn't tell you is that UPND has actually taken away income from the people, from these targets, and has given it away to a foreigner. After doing that, they have gone to the mobile money operators to go and increase their taxes, to fill the gap they are creating because of reckless decisions. I didn't even say don't talk about PF. I said continue staying in PF. Continue staying there. Okay? Stay there, stay in 2021 going backwards. But who is load shedding people? It's UPND. Okay, who is raising the cost of living? It is UPND. Okay, who is causing national division as it is now? It is UPND. And this guy talks very carelessly about what he thinks was happening about people from Northwestern and Southern Province. I'm sorry, I won't be drawn into that. I think if this is your mentality, for me, I look to a day when there's going to be national unity, when a leader and his leadership or her leadership will promote national unity. I don't want the people of Northwestern Province to suffer in their own country. I don't want the people of Southern Province to suffer in their own country. I don't want that. I don't want the people of any other part of this country to suffer in their own country because of where they come from.
Yeah.
That is it's illogical. I don't think this is the discourse I would like to go in. And he finishes by saying ECZ is just okay. Okay, for him, ECZ ignoring court orders is okay. Okay, for him, ECZ creating rules about who should sign a certificate of adoption in order to stop PF from participating in elections is okay. Yes, these are your standards, and I can read through you. I can see what you consider the best practice. For me, let me tell you, anybody ignoring a court order is senseless. It should never happen in a democratic dispensation. It should not ever happen in a government that is serious about good governance. It should never happen in Zambia, but it is happening under the ECZ of UPND. So this is for you to consider good governance. But Nibashmara Nyabawu said the power in Kitwe left as soon as the president left. For 3 days there has been no power. Nibashmara continue admiring the toilets in Kwacha. That is the development of UPND. And this other guy called from the Copper Belt. So you go and admire those toilets in Kwacha, because that is the level of development for the 1.1 trillion that we are talking about. And I'm sorry, the promises, just stick together. Yes, this is what we are saying. We are going to rally behind whoever is going to be elected, and we are comfortable with each other. Listen, PF, it does not belong to anyone. PF doesn't belong to any of those contending to become PF presidents. PF belongs to the Zambian people. It's a people's organization. So once the people have elected their preferred person to lead them, all of us will have an obligation to render support, to that person. Did Jessica call in? Jessica
from Kito,
is it from Kito? Yeah, and she was talking about what we are projecting here. She's happy with the discourse, but she complains about the collapsing businesses. She complains about the cost of living, not transport in hospitals, no medicine. She also draws some parallels between the PF and the UPND. Well, amala ichitakuli kuchisamba tikwali kwenyu, kuchisamba kwali kwenyu, but where is the power and so on. I'm sorry, I also don't see the power. So to go back to that and maybe respond to Wamani,
yes, from
who said this is a problem of MMD, PF, and now the UPND. They were unable to make a decent investment in the energy sector.
Yeah.
But look, do you know about the $850 million investment in the Kafwaya lower? Do we know about all the solar plants that were begun during the PF, including one in Samba? Do we know about all these things? Do we know about power plants in small micro power plants in Wapla province? The expansion of existing power plants in northern province. Do we know about all these things? We may not know. Is it Luswasi or we may not know about all these things because PF, one of the weaknesses we had as PF was communication, informing people what we are doing. Okay, this is why some people actually think PF didn't perform as much. But if PF had 20% of the communication skill that UPND has, but of course not miscommunicating, not telling people lies, just saying things that as they are happening. Today, we would not even come to this. Oh yes, from what I recollect, the amount of debt was $12 billion. $12 billion. And yeah, that was a foreign debt. He asked about this. Yeah. Then what did he say about the history of the country? He said PF should be called the former ruling party. Yes, but which PF? The one for Mao Sampa, or the one for the late Edgar Lungu, or the one for Chavinga? This can only happen in UPND, my brother.
Which leads me to our final discourse, Honorable, the intra-party democracy in the Patriotic Front.
Yes.
I know you are one of the contending, aspiring candidates, among about 20, 19 others. So just give us what your expectations are, and I know you've said that if you're not selected, you rally behind whoever the people will choose to lead the PF. What expectations do you have as a PF going forward with the issues of the Chavinga side as much as Honorable Mawasampa and the general PF agreed to say, look, let's discontinue this matter and let's hold hands. But you've got that thorn on the side.
Yeah.
How do you proceed from the convention that the PF will hold?
Okay, so the progress of the PF is dependent on PF itself. Okay, we are all prone to make mistakes, and when we do make mistakes and we realize these are mistakes, we should be able to accept that we did make mistakes, and we are ready to cover for them and come to the table. I think this is what Mao Sampa has done, and credit to him. I think that any normal human being should be able to do that. Once we have elected a leader, that leader, I think, will preside over a management committee, a central committee, which will take decisions on behalf of the general membership regarding what steps we take as a party. So I think let's wait and see who we elect for ourselves to lead us. After we have done that, then that new leadership will charge for the general membership the way forward.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, all the best to you, Honorable. I know you're one of those aspiring.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was great having you, and looking forward to having you again.
Absolutely.
Either way, the months ahead towards elections are more. So obviously, we'll welcome you back if you want to have further discussions.
I'm available for the people. Thank you so much.
All right. So that was Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya, who is Member of Parliament for Lunte, but also an aspiring presidential candidate for the Patriotic Front. He was with us on today's political podcast here on Power FM, and of course on all other platforms, which is Bits TV, FM in Kitwe, Power FM, Kawe and Livingston. Be sure to catch us again live next week, and let's look forward to who we have next week. Otherwise, thank you very much. For those calls that we never picked up, sorry, the calls will never end, but please keep tuned in for next week. Otherwise, from myself, Yorella, have a good day.